away from Lilac.
I also wouldn't be surprised to see a Kennen ban coming out of Team OP unless they actually want to play it themselves. Shushay has played only Kennen so far in this tournament, also just a very strong and versatile champion to be used all around. We didn't see the best showing of Kennen in the previous match with CLG, but still extremely strong. And
banning Anivia, actually. And then there's the Shen ban.
So that's going to
give me my esports dollars. I won the bet.
All right, I'll give them to you after the match.
Wow, Anivia being banned out. That is interesting. So they're leaving Kennen for Fnatic, unless they, of course, take Kennen. They do have the first pick.
But Janna is also available, a support that obviously both teams are very comfortable with. Alistar being removed, that's interesting to see that being removed so early. I don't know how comfortable Cyanide is with Alistar. He's been focusing a little bit more on like the Nocturne, being able to, there's Nocturne, to be able to do a lot of surprise ganks, jump from far away. Twisted Fate as well. That's going to give a lot of split
we're going to see a Kassadin lock in. Oh my gosh, are we going to see it? I'm sorry to interrupt you, I was so excited about the Kassadin. Kassadin is often banned, but hardly ever played. But now that they have Twisted Fate already locked in as their mid, they know that they can't just get counterpicked. Kassadin's kind of easy to counter for the laning phase at least. So.
Yeah, Kassadin's a very strong assassin champion, but the issue is he is a melee. So if you pick someone like Morgana or Ryze that can do a lot of burst damage to him early, you can really zone him out of the creeps before he can get up the levels that he needs to be extremely strong. Udyr would also be very good in the jungle, very, very quick. One of the quickest, actually, so he can go through his jungle extremely quickly, see if he can get some early counter jungling against Nocturne, or just steal some of the minions away from him and keep his level low so that he can't do any of his own really strong ganks.
Yeah, that would be a solid choice. There we go, Udyr being locked in indeed. We're going to see another couple picks from Fnatic. And yeah, I wonder if maybe OP was just thinking, all right, let's ban Alistar and we'll take Janna. And then Fnatic won't really have a good support for interrupts. I mean, like, you know, they won't be able to take Kog'Maw because, you know, Kog'Maw, you kind of need someone that can protect him. And without, it's hard to, you know, Janna and Alistar are the two supports that can kind of protect the AD carry a little bit better with the ability to knock people away. But anyway, they are going to go for Ashe. And are we going to see a Wukong from Cyanide? Sorry, not from Cyanide, but picked by Cyanide. To be played by Shushay, and they do lock in Wukong, and even though we've been seeing him play Kennen all tournament long, he is very confident with Wukong as well, so Shushay is going to be Wukong top, and Jarvan Corki looks like it's going to be locked in here for the top and 80 bottom lanes, and then Fnatic's going to be able to pick their, I guess they just have their support left to pick.
Yep. So it's going to give them the flexibility to choose whoever they want. Corki and Janna is going to be extremely strong in that bottom lane. So Melisandre's going to need to grab... Urgot.
Possibly Urgot Janna. Which could be very strong early on, at least, against Ashe. Ashe is a very squishy character. Squishy meaning easy to kill. Not very defensive. Doesn't have very many escapes. And actually, yeah... We're going to see if they lock that in. They've got 5 seconds. Back to Corki. And it will be Corki.
Yep. All right. So they're going to finalize with Corki and Janna, like we were talking about. Jarvan also in the top lane. So a champion that Lilac is extremely confident with. He did really, really well against Najin EM with Jarvan, able to pick off a lot of the champions that they want to do with the Cataclysm ultimate that he brings out. Just able to zone out in a lot of situations, and then also just really, really strong in the laning phase as well. Going up against Wukong, that's going to be interesting because, well, I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that goes as well. And Fnatic getting Sona as their last pick. Very strong support, good sustainability. And Sona does, of course, have... not the ability to knock people away, but she does have an interruption, of course, with her ultimate, and it can stun a lot of people. So at one point in time, actually, a few patches ago, Sona was basically the most sought-after support hero, support champion. So very good pick there. Something
I want to point out, you did just see one of the referees with a clipboard going up to the last player of Team OP. One thing that we're doing in this tournament was they're actually recording every single rune page and mastery page that these champions or these players are using, and you can actually go to OGNLOL.com and see the statistics of every single player, what champion they used, what masters they used in that game, and then what rune page they used. So if you want to play like these guys, just head over to OGNLOL.com. You can see exactly what they did, how they played, and then how it actually turned out if you watch the matches as well.
Yeah, very, very cool. All kinds of cool stuff actually on OGNLOL.com. Definitely go check that out. We're seeing our matchups here now. Udyr versus Nocturne, both very strong junglers. Nocturne a very strong ganker, whereas Udyr also a strong ganker, but kind of has the stronger jungling capability, killing those creeps in the jungle, I would say.
Yep, but Nocturne able to surprise his opponents being able to jump from so far away with his ultimate. Cassidy for Twisted Fate, this is going to be interesting as well. Both able to leave their lane and get to another lane very quickly. Yep. Twisted Fate with his ultimate to be able to jump. Well, Cassidy with his ultimate to be able to gate as well, and, or not gate, but to jump over distances quite quickly as well.
He can rift walk over and over again and basically have a flash every 8 seconds. Anyway, so there we go, and down at the bottom, Janna and Sona supporting. The AD carries on the bottom. This is going to be exciting. I am really, really curious to see how this goes down. The last foreign team in the tournament trying to get to the semifinals. Team OP showing a dominant display earlier. Can they keep it up? Let's find out. All right, game number 1 for the last slot in the semifinals is underway. Team OP in the blue in the bottom left, Team Fnatic in the red in the top right. And I have a funny story for you guys actually while these teams are just fanning out, protecting their jungles. In order to determine who gets top and who gets bottom of the map, we actually do a coin flip before the game start. And whoever wins the coin flip gets to pick if they want top or bottom, basically. And so I was watching the coin flip, and Shushay was calling it, and he called heads, and he was like, I don't know which side is heads because it's a Korean coin, but I'm going to call heads. And they called it, and there was some tension in the air. They flipped the coin, and we all watched the coin to see where it landed, and it fell in a crack between the stage. And so we didn't actually find out what the coin was. So we had to flip another coin. Someone lost 101. Falling in the crack there.
Ooh, that's not too good. But so then they also lost the flip, giving Team OP the choice of a blue for the first round, and then also blue for the blind pick if it gets to that point. Yeah,
they actually won 2 coin flips, one for each of those. But we decided that it was probably heads underneath the stage, so really secretly Fnatic won the coin toss, but since we didn't know it, we had to reflip.
Well, because you couldn't actually see, it's kind of a blind call, right?
That's right.
So for the blind pick, it should have gone to Fnatic.
That's right, exactly. All right, Corn Salad's going to help out Nolja with those raids, and then we're going to see Udyr move over to the jungle. Paragon and Ashart are going to take out these golems in the meantime. Kind of interesting considering that Udyr's starting at red.
Well, yeah, he's starting at red, but then as soon as he gets that, he's going to be able to go to counter jungle if he wants to go to the raids of Fnatic. However, Fnatic did plan on this. They did put a ward by the raids to know if that's going to be happening. Twisted Fate and Nocturne could just converge on that. But it does look like Nolja is just going to go to his blue instead. Safe move. He's going to be able to go through the jungle a little bit quicker than Nocturne.
Yeah, and we did have a lot of help going off for taking that red buff, so that means that Udyr is going to have his smite up, which means he can actually just go over there and at level 2 solo the blue golem as well. So very cool move there. Cyanide, of course, did use his smite on the blue buff already.
Yep, but he'll still be able to take down the red relatively quickly unless Nolja comes in here to say something about it. He's got 2 options here. He can either go to try to defend against Nocturne, or he can go for an early gank here against Shushay.
Fair stance is going to stun Shushay. Can't Shushay get out of this? He's forced to flash very early on. Very strong gank there, actually, coming in through the bushes.
Yeah, it's good to attack Wukong early on before he does get that decoy ability to jump away from a lot of different ganks. It's going to be a lot harder for them to come up against him later on. But keeping the pressure on Shushay early is really good for Team OP. Kind of throw him off his game. But Xpeke is going to be chased away from his lane just temporarily. Udyr being a very scary animal spirit.
Yeah, I really like that. Just getting the very quick level 3 and then doing a couple ganks just to throw off the top lane, throw off the mid lane as well. But Xpeke got out of there without too much effort, so he he's not in any trouble. He still has his flash up. So.
Well, that's a great thing about...
he used his ghost, actually. I'm sorry. He actually used to use his ghost.
Oh, even better. That's the great thing about Udyr is because he goes through his own jungle so quickly, you've got a bunch of extra seconds, you can do anything with it. So even though he's going to these ganks and not getting the kills, he's disrupting the mentality of the opponents. And sometimes that's all your ally needs to be able to get that slight edge in the lane and continue to farm what you need. Yeah,
indeed. Nolcha sneaking in and stealing the wolves and then going after Xpeke in the middle. Xpeke does get away as we see on the minimap, but Cyanide is setting up for a gank here up at the top. And Lilac has no idea this is coming. He's just farming away. What is he waiting for? Maybe waiting for some cooldowns. There he goes in, and Cyanide just stays in the bush and doesn't attack. Huh. That's puzzling.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate. He wouldn't have been able to get the kill if he ran in there, but just like with Udyr, he could have done a bunch of disruptive damage, but instead he's just going to decide to not let Team OP know where he was at all and go back to his lane.
But here he comes after Xpeke, the flash! Oh! And first blood goes to Corn Salad on Cassidon. Up at the top, a battle going on as well. Shushe might go down as well. Oh no! 2 kills for Team OP in a matter of about 10 seconds. And oh no, Nolcha catching Cyanide in the jungle as well. It's going to take a Wraith or 2 as his prize and go back to the middle. Wow, this is not a good start for Team Fnatic.
No, not at all. And that's showing a bunch of the power of Udyr. If you have a really organized team, you can do a lot of damage really early and take away money from your opponent in jungle, which we saw in the Wraith area. That is also going to allow Cassidon to go back and buy a Ruby Crystal and a Sapphire Crystal. Can't quite get the Catalyst yet, but that's going to give him a lot of extra sustain in his lane to be able to fight against Twisted Fate, who only was able to get a Doran's Ring when he went back after being killed.
Yeah, notice he did start off with those boots. Boots are pretty standard, actually, start for mid lane, but extremely important for a melee champion like Cassidon to be able to, like we just saw there, dodge the wild card ability. Oh man! Taking a chunk of health off of Xpeke there. Corn Salad again, dodging wild cards. Beautiful play there, just doing the pokes where he can.
Yep.
But as we can see, it's easier for Xpeke to force the minions up against Corn Salad's turret. So it's easier for him to force him to lose CS, and as a result, Twisted Fate is a little bit ahead in the creep score right now.
There we go. He gets that stun off, and then he can get.
Oh no! But he's level 6. Xpeke is silenced. Oh, yellow cards Nolcha to keep himself from getting stunned. Nicely done. But is he going to be able to get away? The flash. Cyanide comes in, tries to get the fear off to slow them down, and instead Xpeke goes down again. Wow. Not good at all. Some pressure being put on down here. Both teams actually doing some damage on each other, but it's relatively uneventful. But look at this. Udyr again counter jungling those wolves. He's just going to take the big wolf again, I imagine, and then leave. Yep. And yeah. Oh, he might even get their blue.
It is getting pinged though, so both teams are going to be converging on this. This will be a fight if Nolcha does not run away quickly, but he is going to be able to smite the blue and then get out. Janna might get caught, but no, she does use her flash and Howling Gale to keep Xpeke away. Meanwhile, Cyanide is catching Corn Salad off. Corn Salad is low on mana, so he can't do a lot of maneuverability. Shard taking a lot of damage from Xpeke as well. They're going to be looking to get one pick here, but nothing happening quite yet. A lot of hurt going on Xpeke.
Xpeke goes down again, despite some heals by Sona. Cyanide is being targeted next. And wow, his teammates just say, all right, you're dead. We're going to get out of here. So it's only 2 kills instead of 4.
Yeah, a bit of miscommunication there by Fnatic. They